Day one of a long, long journey, long road ahead. Oh man, I can't find my clicker, so we got our trusty handy dandy piece of cardboard here, giant Sharpie. Today is day one of muscle up training, officially muscle up training for the world record. Um, right now, the muscle up world record for most muscle ups in 24 hours is pretty low compared to the pull up world record, which was made famous by David Goggins and has been going up exponentially ever since David Goggins rose to fame. I was chasing this record back in high school over a decade ago. I got to over 3,000 pull ups in 12 hours. I realized I could beat the record, and I kind of just accepted I could beat it and backed off of it because there's a lot that goes into getting the official judges out there and officiating everything. All I needed to do was prove to myself. Sounds like an excuse, and maybe it is. Um, Doing these 24-hour long training sessions, 12-hour training sessions, whatever it is, very taxing on the mind and body. It's not easy, but regardless, I've signed up. I've committed to training for something that is going to be brutal. It's going to probably take a few months. I've got it mapped out. I won't get into specifics. It'll be a few months before I actually get this record. But if it goes according to how I have it planned mathematically, I should be able to get there within a few months. So today, we're going to take it nice and easy. I'm just gonna tally because I don't know where my clicker is. I'll find my clicker. But today we're gonna go nice and easy. Um, because this is day one of the official training. So we don't want to rush into things, get an injury. We want to ease my body into this whole process of actually um being able to do muscle ups for hours and hours on it. So because it's day one, we're gonna start with doing one muscle up at a time. We need to maximize my form potential and minimize my energy expended. So even though I can do more than one muscle up at a time, right now what we're doing is there's going to be some bad tallies. Right now what we're doing is focusing form. That way, when the time comes, I have the best form possible. That's going to decrease my chance of injury, and it's going to save energy in the long run, not having to worry about wasting energy on bad form. So this is really going to be more of a talking session than it is going to be a workout session because I'm only doing one at a time. So I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible, but we're going to talk about some important things. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I have a degree in religion and philosophy, and I feel like I have things to contribute. Do I have all the answers? No. In fact, I learned studying philosophy, the more you look for answers, the more questions you find. So it's a really weird paradox. Um, but regardless, I want to use my platform to also expand on philosophy. Wow, you're getting into a very controversial area there. Um, Listen, I'm in America where it's very diverse. Obviously, I have European roots. I'm not sure what exact European roots I have. Um, I do think I do think Europeans did a great job at creating societies, civilized societies, advanced societies. Um, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having pride in the fact that Europeans did a pretty good job at creating societies. But I'm not going to get too controversial right now. So, am I ashamed of my whiteness? No. I don't, if you are proud of, whatever heritage you have, that I don't see a problem with that. What is my strength as an American or as me personally? As you can see, my personal strength right now is muscle ups, calisthenics. I can do tons of pull ups. I was training for the world record back when I was 16 years old. That was over a decade ago. And I did 3,000 pull ups, 3,002 to be specific, in 12 hours. The pull up record back then was 4,000 something. Now it's 12,000 something. It's just too ridiculous of a number. So I focused on the muscle up world record, which is a much smaller number, only 2,000. So even though it's a much harder exercise, it's also a much smaller number of reps to do within 24 hours. It's just more feasible to me. I just have to get my form down. Once I get my form down, my body will be able to take all of its pull up training and hopefully transfer it over to the muscle ups pretty quickly. There's certain joints, ligaments, there's certain things involved. I'm taking a lot of collagen that aren't properly trained for muscle ups that are only used to pull ups. So I need to strengthen all those things. It takes time to strengthen your, certain areas of your core. So, I got a lot of training to do before I'm ready to actually put my body to that level of a test because my body's only conditioned for thousands of pull-ups. It's not conditioned for thousands of muscle ups. But I think that transition should be pretty easy. But yeah, station studios, uh I do think, there is a real problem in Europe right now. That problem does need to be addressed. Unfortunately, that's not my problem. I'm in America. I have to address my own American problems. Um, and so, the best of luck to you guys out there. Well, I'm feeling good, feeling nice and warmed up, feeling light. So, one thing I did in preparation leading up to this day one training is I lost a lot of weight. I did 2,000 pull ups, 2,004 pull ups when I weighed 196 pounds. It is not easy to do 2,004 pull ups at 196 pounds. I will tell you that. So I've lost a lot of weight. I forgot to weigh myself before doing this, but I know I've lost a good 15 to 20 pounds at least since then. So I'm probably around 175, 176, maybe. I don't know. I got to weigh myself. But losing that weight is going to make beating this record 1,000 times easier. I don't know if I'm going to try to lose any more weight. We'll see. But I think I'm at a pretty good weight right now. It's so tempting to do more than one rep at a time. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm not. I have to conserve energy. So I have to do one rep at a time. Now, I want to talk about a couple of quotes that I heard from Jimmy Watson, Marine, Navy SEAL. Follow him on Instagram if you want to follow a complete badass. He also worked for Blackwater, a privately owned mercenary group. He went over to Iraq, Afghanistan, did some serious business, and then ended up working for John, Mc, uh, what's his name, McCaffrey or whatever, who had all the antivirus software. There's a whole conspiracy going down right now that what we could get into. Um, but there's a lot of inspiration that I've drawn from this Navy SEAL, Jimmy Watson, who used to work for John McCaffrey. And one of his quotes of today is, "Don't die with a cold gun." And I'll explain further in a second. Now, don't die with a cold gun. What does that mean? It's not just literal, although it could be literal. It's also metaphorical. What it means is if you have potential in life, if you have gifts, strengths, opportunities, you need to take them while you have them. You need to take advantage of them, use them while you have them. Our time here on earth is very, very small. In combat, if all hell was to break loose and you froze up and you got shot and killed and you didn't fire a single weapon, your weapon would be cold. That's where the saying comes from, don't die with a cold gun. Meaning, in combat, you want to, regardless of if you win or lose, you want to put your weapon to work. You want that gun to be hot. You do not want to die with it cold. So you can take that to a metaphorical level, meaning in life, when you are facing adversity, when you are up against challenges and stuff, you need to put it to your advantage. Do not let your gifts, your strengths, your opportunities, do not let them sit and just waste away. Use them. Never die with a cold gun. And the same thing can be said with we're at 10. Same thing can be said with a literal combat. Like if you're going into combat for whatever reason, do not die with a cold gun. You know, you need to get some rounds out. He who waits for a perfect shot dies with a full magazine. Some quote like that. Meaning sometimes you got to take the best shot you got. It may not be perfect, but it's the best shot you got. And if you fail, take another shot, you know? But you don't want to die with a full magazine. And I mean this literally and metaphorically. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Audio check 1, 2. I'm not sure how my quality is doing right now, so if you guys can give me any feedback, I'd really appreciate it. So on the topic of Jimmy Watson, Marine, ex-Navy SEAL, worked for Blackwater, worked for John McCaffrey, whose building was randomly demolished, and he was Epsteined. He was killed in prison. Um, he developed antivirus systems. He also was a notorious hacker, meaning he had all of the files, all the secrets of the world. They kill him in prison, demolish his apartment that had all of these hardware that had, these files recorded. And then the IDF comes to American soil to investigate this demolition of his building. So there's something really big going on with John McCaffrey. And that's what Jimmy Watson, the Navy SEAL, who has inspired me today, is talking about. So he has more information on it than me. He worked for the man. So I can't really get too into this conspiracy. But I know there's something serious going on when there's foreign military investigating a situation on our soil. First of all, I don't think that that's constitutional. I don't think that should be allowed at all. But regardless, another great quote by Jimmy. Another great quote by Jimmy is he quoted the SAS. This is actually a British Special Forces quote. He who dares wins. What's up, Kennedy? Spam it. Spam the chat. Yeah. He who dares wins. What does this mean? What does this mean, guys? It means win in combat, because this is British Special Forces. When in combat, if you hesitate, if you hide, if you cower, if you put yourself in the mind frame as prey, the predator will get you. You have to put yourself in the mind frame as the predator and go get your prey. This is in combat, but this can be applied metaphorically to anything in life. I'll explain further in 1 second. He who dares wins. What does this mean? It means basically don't hesitate, because so many times in combat, there is going to be a position where someone has to push, someone has to go on the offense. And if you cower in defense, you're setting yourself up to get pushed offensively and to get killed. So the person who dares to take things into their hands and to push the offense is oftentimes the person in combat who will win that situation. Not always, but usually. So, meaning this metaphorically, this also means you have to just take chances in life. You have to dare to do things. You have to dare to, you know, attempt something meaningful. Go for something that you see as really challenging, because only those who dare to challenge themselves will ever win at something extraordinary. Got a little three-piece for y'all there. Um, I make 17 so far. I think both these quotes, "Never die with a cold gun" and "He who dares wins," are two of the greatest quotes of all time, because they're meant for actual combat, but that they can be metaphorically applied to so many situations in life. And I'm applying them to my training right now. He who dares. I am daring to challenge my body to push it to extraordinary levels to win a world record. And I'm not going to die with a cold gun, meaning I'm not going to waste my potential that I have with my calisthenics abilities and not go for something extraordinary. I'm actually going to, at least, even if I fail, even if I never beat the record, I'm going to at least say that I gave it my best. I'm not dying with a cold gun. So if you have any gifts, talents, if you have anything special about you whatsoever, you need to make sure you are using it. Let me make sure my quality's good. Hold on 1 second, guys. I know I might be lagging. If I am, please let me know. If my quality's lacking in any way, please let me know so I can fix it. But yes, those two quotes are the quotes of the day. He who dares wins, and never die with a cold gun. If you really sit there and think about those two quotes and apply them to your life in any way, shape, or form, they will motivate the heck out of you. All right, we're at 20. and I'm just getting warmed up. Saray, Saray Begum Khan. Can you hear me? Do you speak English? How's your day? What's up, chat? Give me something to talk about, a topic, anything. Let's get philosophical. Let's get religious. Let's get conspiratorial. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm only doing one rep at a time because I need to master my form and I need to learn to conserve energy. I know that can make for a very boring workout. That's why I'm trying to go into discussion, deep discussion. If you have any deep questions, wonders, let's dig right into it. Because this channel is not just about fitness. This channel is also about philosophy, religion, meaning of life, purpose, potential. What is my high? My high. Okay, so I haven't ever really tested my muscle up capability to the full potential, but the most pull ups I've ever done in 12 hours was 3,002. Um, so I know that I'm capable of pushing my mind and body to an extraordinary level. I just have to transfer my pull up capability to my muscle up capability. Yeah, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I'm not going to lie to you. It was terrifyingly hard. And that's why I'm so excited to push myself again to another challenge that is going to be just as hard. But the record for muscle ups is only 2,150, meaning if I can make a muscle up feel somewhat as easy as a pull up, I should have no problem. I just don't know how it's going to affect my body when I get deep into the hundreds. So we're going to find out. Now, if you're talking about in one set, what's the most muscle ups in one set I've ever done? I honestly couldn't tell you because I used to be able to do more when I was younger and lighter, but I know it was around 10. I think I hit 10 before. But in my most recent, I think I did 8 in my most recent attempt, which again is not that much, but this is day one. So, we'll see what my max set is in, a month. It'll probably be closer to 15, probably double that. But right now, I'm just like really trying to train my form and trying to train my body to accept, my mind to accept. Listen, you're going to be suffering for a little while until that record is beat. Prepare to suffer. I really appreciate it. SH8, I appreciate you. I will remember you. Um, I'm excited to have you along with me on this journey because you'll see in a few months, you'll see I'm taking this very serious. I'm going to get it. And I'll remember you as a day one fan. Day one fan. I'll shout you out when I finally beat it. $25. I usually have a clicker. I can't find my clicker, so right now we're just using cardboard and Sharpie. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Shate, I don't know how to call you. SH8. I'm just gonna call you 8. What up, brother? Hyper the dad in the church. Was good. I see you putting in that work on YouTube, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, brother. I really am. You're putting in work, and I'm here to match that energy. We're record chasing again, brother. We got our I got my eyes set on something. I'm hunting it down. I'm dragging it to the ground like a lion, like a hyena that's fucking starving. I'm coming for it. Like an injured hyena just waiting to freaking snap something's neck off. That's how I feel. That's how motivated I am to get this record. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how much pain I go through. I'm fully locked in. How you been though, brother? You doing all right today, man? 'I appreciate all the likes, guys, subscribes, comments. I appreciate it all. This is day one of my official training, and I'm gonna remember my day ones. I really am. I'm gonna remember you guys, and in a few months, you'll be able to say, "Yeah, I watched that guy start from such a small level and just grind his way to the top and claim victory." So remember the name. I love all my supporters. 30, 30, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling perfectly fine. So that's a good sign. I'm doing 1 to 2 reps at a time to purposely not wear myself out. The interesting thing about this record is it can actually be done 1 rep at a time if I wanted to. I would probably go more for like 3 at a time, trying to get to that level. But the math for the muscle up record is just way simpler than the math for the pull up record. Now that the pull up record is in the 12,000s, there's just not enough time in a day. In a 24-hour period, working 12,000 into that is just, it's extraordinary. Not saying I couldn't do it, just saying the math for muscle ups, much easier to work. And maybe after I get my muscle up record, then I'll go for the pull up one. Yeah, I'll visit your YouTube, SH. I'll see what you're about. I'll check you out after this for sure. Nice. SH8 gray icon. I'll check you out, man. Art is a beautiful thing. I always love seeing people's creativity at work. Um, so I'll subscribe. I'll definitely trade you a subscription. I mean, content right now, it's funny. There's so much potential in content in general, and we live in an age where people are on their phones so much that there's so much money and attention to be made online. And it's not like the old days where you just get a normal job and you can just buy a house. Like the economy is tanking. Like you really gotta think outside the box right now, guys. So, if you're in the position I'm in where you're like, what the hell do I do with my life? If you have any kind of goal, any kind of like gift, just run with it. Take it to the extreme, turn it into online content and try to generate revenue from it. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, SH. But yeah, don't die with a cold gun, meaning don't waste your potential in life. You know, when you're young, it seems like you have all the time in the world. Then one day you wake up and you're 80 years old. So you're going to be wondering, did you actually use your potential or did you waste it? You have to use your potential in whatever way you can. What's up, Hostin Moser? I appreciate the compliment. All right, SH, I'll catch you. Like I said, guys, right now we're doing very small sets because I need to learn to master form and minimize energy. 35 is what we're at right now. This is just day one of training. So I'm going to ease my body into this. I do not want to accidentally injure myself. I need to very swiftly convince my body that this is the new normal. I live on that bar now. This is my new home, that bar. So obviously I can do more than one at a time. I'm just trying to master form, master energy conservation, and master my mind and the ability to have patience for long periods of time while doing a workout. It makes it a lot easier when you have people to talk to, though. So I appreciate anyone who comments, anyone engages in any type of conversation. It makes it so much easier. It makes time fly. I remember doing this type of training with no one around. And you do go insane. You slowly go insane. But I'm feeling really good. So I feel like I'm at a good weight. I might lose a tiny bit more weight by the time record time rolls around. I'll probably be shredded to the gills by that time. But we shall see. Thank you, brother. I'll catch you later. Have a great night, man. And yeah, we'll link up soon for sure. For sure. I appreciate it, Oxy. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right, guys, we're at 40. I think the goal of today is 50, even though I can obviously do way more than that. So we'll see how I feel. We'll see how the stream's going, if we can get into some deep conversation or not. Hello, Shoe Bop 123. I like that name. I even appreciate comments like poop because it's just random engagement, dude. I really appreciate anything. Just freaking type a bunch of letters and send it in the chat. I'm not feeling tired at all, guys. Not feeling sore or tired at all, which means it's such a good sign on day one to feel this good. Like, that's a really good sign. Oh, I've been growing my hair my entire adulthood life. It needs a trim because split ends or whatever. So if I trimmed it, it would grow longer because it would make it more healthy. But it's literally been like over 10 years. But I've never got it trimmed. That's the problem. I need to get it trimmed to actually get it healthier so it'll grow even longer. But I don't really spend too much time thinking about stuff like that. Figure like hair grows, just let it grow. Don't waste money on a haircut. Just tie it up in a bun if I need to get it out of my way. And it seems like the women love it, so that's just a bonus. But to grow your hair this long really only takes a couple years. The hardest part is the transition period where it's like this long. It's in your eyes. You can't really tie it up. If you can make it through that transition period where you can just get it in a bun, you can grow it so easily. And it is really satisfying, like to just have long flowing hair. I don't know. It's always felt right to me. People have always talked about how blonde my hair is my whole life. So I figured like it's the right thing to just grow it out. Thank you, Shubat. I will beat the world record and I will remember you when I do, and I will shout you out for being a day one believer. The most important thing about a record like this, believe it or not, is you do have to train your body, but it's the mind. And believe it or not, the mind controls so much of the body. It's why when you have adrenaline, you can do superhuman things. Your mind can convince your body to do things that it shouldn't be physically capable of. So that's the most important part of training for something like this is really training the mind. All right, Shubot, I'll see you next time, man. I appreciate the sub and thank you. What's up, Victor? Legolas from Lord of the Rings, Achilles from Troy. Those were two huge inspirations for me growing my hair out. That Viking look for sure. You do have to have a little bit of facial hair when you have long blonde hair because people will mistake long blonde hair for like being a girl. Like if they see you from behind, it's annoying, but it happens. It's whatever. Legolas. Yeah, I love Legolas. He's probably my favorite character from Lord of the Rings. And was a huge inspiration for me growing it out. I was like, dang, if I can look like that guy, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm praying I don't ever go bald, like, or at least not anytime soon. That'd be devastating to me, but whatever. It's just hair. Yeah, I do. I do because, like you said, Vikings. I don't know. The, when you go back in history, like everyone had long hair. I feel like because there weren't barber shops to go get your hair cut, right? So I think it's like a primal masculine thing. Obviously not a modern one, but a primal masculine thing. Long facial hair and long actual hair is masculine in my opinion. Yes. Yeah, I do lift a lot of weights. But right now I'm focused mostly on calisthenics. Um, but with weights, I would do things like curls. So I got my biceps pretty big. Benching. But if you're gonna do chest exercise, incline dumbbell press is your best bet. Benching, my max bench was around 250. I could easily go up from there, but I never really pushed benching too far. Um, but yeah, weight training is really good for you. People don't realize that you can just do moderately difficult weight training and it will increase your longevity of life like exponentially. So, you know, I can't recommend weight training enough to people. Calisthenics is like if you're not in decent shape already, you're not going to want to do calisthenics. but anyone can pick up a weight, even if it's a little weight. Anyone could do that, get started, start getting themselves in better shape, live longer. Sorry about the background noise. Um, but right now, Oxy, right now, I'm going to focus pretty much all of my energy on muscle ups because I'm going to be so sore from these long training sessions. I don't want anything taking away from my muscle up potential. So I'm not going to be lifting any weights. Everything's going to be on the bar. I'm going to be doing some cardio to make sure that my heart can withstand the 24-hour record. It just makes things easier when you got a good cardiovascular system. So I'll be doing a little cardio, but pretty much like I'm going to focus solely on muscle ups until I beat that record. Yeah. The thing I love about calisthenics is how quick and easy it is. I can come out here, jump on this bar, like in less than a minute, have a crazy workout. Under a minute, put my body to an extreme test. And, with weights, you got to go like that. I mean, you can just go pick up some weights and do it too, but you usually want to do like 3 sets, 6 to 12 reps. You got to really dedicate time when you're doing weight training. When you're doing calisthenics, you can just go play around on the bar for 5 minutes and get an insane workout in. All right, so we just surpassed our goal of 50 and hit 51. We're going to keep going because I just don't even feel it yet. And I need my body to at least feel it. Oh, that's a weird question, Victor. So I appreciate it, Oxy. I'll remember you as a day one as well. Oxy, Shoebop, and SH, I will remember as day ones. Victor, I'll remember you too. Um, how many pull-ups? Generally around 10 minimum. But here's the thing with it. You need to be able to do a chest to bar pull up. You need to be able to get up to here with your pull ups. That'll make it so much easier to transition into a muscle up. The higher you can pull, the easier doing a muscle up is because believe it or not, a muscle up's not that challenging of a thing. You do need a little bit of um power to like pull really fast, but really it's in the technique. You have to be able to, first of all, position your hands correctly so that when you go over, your hands aren't under the bar. It's impossible to get over a bar like this. Your hands have to be positioned correctly. So you'll notice on my next one how my hands are positioned. And then you need to do kind of a U shape around the bar instead of just going straight up under it where you get trapped under. You have to go around the bar like that, kind of. And that's how you can turn a pull up into a muscle up. I actually do have a video on my channel explaining specifically a little more in detail. The 24-hour record right now is 2,150, which to me seems like nothing. I think I can get that in a few months. Exactly, Oxy. Calisthenics, that's why I always liked it. See, I was a skinny kid, and so I just naturally was able to do calisthenics. But even as I got bigger, like I said, I got to 196 pounds and I did 2,004 pull-ups in one day. And uh, that was 196 pounds, almost 200 pounds. So you can't make excuse and say only skinny people can do calisthenics. Clearly, I proved that wrong. But yeah, it just looks cool. It's more impressive. Less people can do it. It's more unique. Um, but yeah, there's something about it. I agree that it's just a little cooler than, just picking something up. I don't know. Yeah, definitely got that. My biggest fear, hyper, is my biggest fear is someone beating it, someone smashing it in the meantime. Like I could accidentally inspire someone who's way more trained in muscle ups to smash it before I get a chance to get there. But even if they do, I'll just take my vengeance out on them. I'll get it regardless if it goes up or not. I'm getting it. But yeah, right now that number is extremely low. I think the pull up record is so high because of David Goggins and the influence he's had on the fitness world. Um, I figured out that sponges, I just got these new weird padded gloves. I figured out that sponges can keep you from getting blisters completely up to about 1,000 plus pull ups. Even muscle ups, you can avoid blisters. I used to get them really bad. Like, technically, they were like first degree burns or second degree burns or something with how bad they were. Um, but there's ways to prevent that. Right now, I have a pickleball racket, tennis racket tape wrapped around the bar, which I felt to be extremely cushiony. And it also is grippy, but it allows me to transition well. So it's the best of both worlds. And then I just combine these bad boys, which have a wrist wrap, which keep my wrists nice and sturdy. And I feel like it's made muscle ups literally twice as easy. Football was my go-to sport. Yeah, exactly, brother. I don't care what happens. This is my eyes are set on this. It will happen. There's no maybe. There's no this or that. Even if I get injured, like I'll heal the injury. You know, you'll have to kill me. You will have to kill me to stop me from beating this record. Then I'll come back from the dead and I'll still get it. That's three for the 3 days that it took Jesus to come back from the dead. And right now, that's 56 total muscle ups, which is nothing. Oh, wow. Soccer is awesome because of the cardio level that they have. 6 championships in a row? What the heck? Were you just on like a ridiculously good team or were you like just that good? Because that's insane, dude. But yeah, soccer players are some of the most athletic athletes in the world, cardio wise, because of just how much running is involved. It's insane. I hope I did inspire that guy. All right, SH, man, I'll catch you later. Like I said, I'll remember you as a day one fan. I really appreciate the like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll check out your YouTube channel. I won't forget. So have a wonderful day. What's up, Arnold? We're gonna keep it going. I'm already nice. I hope she wins just like you, because you win all the time apparently. We're gonna keep going. We've already surpassed today's goal, but I just don't feel sore enough. So we're just gonna keep rolling with it for now. I don't want to push myself too much on day one, but I need to push myself to where it matters. What's up, Vanessa from New Zealand? I love hearing from people from other countries. It always inspires me. I love it. I love it. It's so cool that I'm just out here in my backyard and someone random like Vanessa from New Zealand can be watching me and talking to me. Like, that's so cool. I've always wanted to visit New Zealand. That's where a lot of Lord of the Rings was filmed, I'm pretty sure. And we were just talking about Legolas. He was a big inspiration on me growing out my hair. Um, there's beautiful landscapes out in New Zealand. I'm gonna visit one day. How do you like it out there? Like I said, guys, I'm taking it easy on the reps. I don't want to overdo it on day one. So I'm taking it very slow and easy. Yeah, New Zealand seems like a really chill place to live. One of my favorite fighters, um, Israel Adesanya, lives out there. He's really cool. You got the Maori. I studied them in college in one of my classes. Really interesting subject. Um, but yeah, I love people from around the world joining the chat because it just makes me feel inspired that this is bigger than just me. You know, this isn't even about me. This is about us as a collective coming together to do our best at something. And this is what I'm trying to do my best at right now. Yeah, Legolas, I always played as him on the GameCube game. There was a couple Lord of the Rings games back in the day on the GameCube. And of course, with his bow and arrow, made him so OP because you could shoot enemies from so far away. So I was always Legolas on the game. And he has like if you compare him to any other fictional character with marksmanship, he's like the best. It's not even close. No one is as good as a shot as Legolas. Like I don't think there's a single fictional character that can compete. Which, by the way, this is the Beretta logo. This logo stands for um, "Take Your Shot," and I'm wearing it. It inspires me to go up and to just take my shot at this world record. Dude, the GameCube days were the best. Really, they were. That was prime gaming in the GameCube days. Yeah, it was a college class. Moose Knuckle, Vanessa. It was a college class, and yeah, I didn't learn too much about New Zealand, but there was, a part about it, and I thought it looked so cool to go to. Some of the history is really interesting. Obviously, some of the history is really sad, just like the history of everywhere. This is planet Earth. It's a brutal, brutal planet. Um, and that's why I inspire to become stronger every day because the world will find a way to try to break you. You must become stronger mentally and physically so that this world does not break you. You must. And I found endurance challenges to be the most effective mind strengtheners. Obviously, it strengthens the body, but the amount of mental fortitude it takes to do a workout for 12 hours straight, 24 hours straight is unfathomable, even to someone who's done them. Yeah, I'm not talking about in one set. I'm going for the 24-hour record, which is a completely different method of training. It's a completely different mind game. It's completely different all around. My PR for muscle ups in one set is around 10. Um, but that was back when I was a little lighter, believe it or not. Um, my PR in one day is around 100 something. But check back in a couple months and those numbers will be astronomical. I can promise you that. Um, Victor, the most impressive calisthenics trick I could do is a one arm pull up, like an actual legitimate one arm pull up. I've unlocked it multiple times and then lost it. It's really hard to get. A lot of people can get to like right here. It's really hard to get your chin above. Um, I haven't strengthened my core enough to do some of the other crazy stuff. But it's definitely part of my future goals. But right now, I'm just maximizing muscle up training as much as possible. Yeah, we'll definitely do a podcast together for sure. For sure. We'll definitely hit up a legendary podcast episode, brother. So far, my form has not really like taken much of a beating. It's a sign that I got to keep going till my form starts to slack. And then that's when it's like, okay, it's time to call it because, I've reached the point of my body needing to get stronger to take it to the next level. But essentially, I have it broken down to where I'm going to double my amount that I do for a few months, once a week ish, and basically do muscle up marathons until I reach the record 2,150. So when you start at, I'm already above what I'm at 64 right now. When you start at 100, let's say, and you double that 200, and then maybe you just increase by 100 for a few times, and you just keep exponentially increasing it, you get to 2,000 really quickly. It really shouldn't be that hard unless I reach an insane plateau, which I'm really praying I don't. I don't think I will, based on my pull up abilities. I don't think. I don't think I'll reach a plateau, but who knows? Maybe around 500 muscle ups is like what the human body is just ready to die at. So we'll see. But I'm prepared to die, so I'll die on that bar if I have to. Um, I don't know, man. My form at first was so terrible. I'm this will be muscle up 65, and my form still seems to be pretty decent. I think it's just from doing it so often that I just got the most natural form. Look how look how far forward my fingers are. They're like my hands so wrapped around the bar. So you want your hands to be as wrapped around the bar as possible. That's where you start. You see how hunched my arms are? Not like a pull up like this, but hunched like this. Because I'm going down. I'm pulling the bar down to the earth. I'm not pulling myself over it, if that makes sense. It's something that just takes time, Victor. I think you're the one who asked. It's something that just takes time. Yeah, I try not to swing. I haven't even looked at what the official rules are for this record, like as far as your form goes. But my plan is to have absolutely perfect form. So there will be no question. There will be no swing. There will be no um kips. There will be nothing. It will be 100% clean. Just like my pull-ups, every time I've done like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, every single one was perfect form. I refuse to count something if it wasn't perfect form. Yeah, I need to train my abs more. I was working on the front lever, which is a lot of core strength. Um, Abs to me are so boring to train. I don't know why. It's just so boring. But I think the best thing you can do is like have a bench that goes decline and have like a weighted ball or something and do sit-ups from a decline position. That feels like it gets my abs the most tight. Or use a machine that has really heavy weight and do a crunch motion. Um, but I maxed out, literally maxed out the machines at the gym I used to go to where I was on the maximum weight and I could do 10 reps easily. So it's like, what do I do after that point? And abs are weird. They're kind of like genetically based on their size and shape. So, you can get your body fat percentage down to a certain level to where they're visible, but you can only have so much control over the size and shape of them. You can make them incredibly strong, but it's one thing that like you really have to work hard to surpass your genetic like makeup. Like if you want them huge and super defined, you gotta like work hard on just abs. What's up, nephew? Ain't no softies out here, bro. World's too cold to be soft. World's way too cold. Gotta stay strong, baby. Let's get it. This set's for you, nephew. Ah, yeah. That's for you, nephew. Ain't no softies. Not in this family, not in these jeans. All right, I think we're gonna go to 75. My original plan was just start off nice, easy 50 day. That way I can do 100 in a couple days and then double that to 200 a couple days after that. But in order to do that, you do have to start out a little slow, nice and easy. I could kill myself and go for like 150 today, but that would set me back because my body would take so long to recover, it wouldn't even be worth it. So I do have to watch just how much like total effort I put into these training sessions because I want to push myself to where I get stronger, but not to where um I overdo it and cause injury or cause too long of a recovery period. But I'm feeling amazing. For day one, this is great news. For day one, like fully locked in training, I couldn't be more happy with how easy this first training day has felt. Now check back in with me on day 5, 6, 10. Woo wee. You're gonna see me go to a dark, dark place where I'm gonna have to dig deep. But today has been a breeze, and I appreciate everyone who has liked, subscribed, commented. I appreciate you all. All the day ones will be remembered, and you'll see me at the top. But yeah, if you don't work every day to become stronger, wiser, better as a person, this world will chew you up and spit you out. You have to focus on being stronger, wiser, and better. When I say better, I mean just like all around better, whether it's your literal abilities and talents, or whether it's you being a better person in your relationships and on your day to day basis. You have to improve yourself daily. If you don't, the world will beat you down until you are like in a really bad position and until you're dead. So it's literally you against you and you against the world. I think that's a Joey Diaz quote. And that's all it is. So who's gonna win? All right, guys, right now we're at 71 muscle ups of the day. 71. There's an extra one right there. This was 50, 20. So we're gonna do 4 more and probably call it. Not because that's all I can do, but because, like I said, I need to ease myself into this. I don't want to go too hard right off the bat. But this is great. I'm not even tired. So the fact that I'm not even tired after 71 muscle ups means the potential to keep going for hours and hours and hours is there. especially if I was to take like long breaks or anything like that. I haven't even like put full power. Let me put full power for a second. That's me channeling like all my energy into one muscle up. Um, yeah, this is more of a mental game than it is a physical game. It really is. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's not my regret is not getting into MMA at a young age. It's never too late. Um, there are risks involved, obviously. You don't want to take too many hits to the head. You don't want to hurt too many joints in like jiu-jitsu, but you know, at a young age, you can really wire your mind and your body to become a machine. So definitely, if he's got big hands already as a baby, definitely get him into some boxing and just watch him put people to sleep one day. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, Black Rifle Coffee Company energy drink, zero sugar, made in the USA by a veteran. I really like Black Rifle Coffee Company. I especially like their designs. I mean, look at that. That is badass. Um, Anxiety, man. Don't get me started on a whole philosophical lesson on anxiety. I feel it when I have bad anxiety. When I used to get bad anxiety, I would feel it through my whole body, like vibrating through my whole body. Um, I learned that anxiety is actually meant to help you. It's meant to help prevent something bad from happening and to give you a boost in your physical ability. That's why it raises your heart rate, it raises your respiratory system, you breathe faster. Everything is raised so that you can perform better. So, anxiety is actually meant to help you. The butterflies in your stomach, this is what I heard John Jones say one time. It's okay to get butterflies as long as you can get them in flying formation. Meaning everyone gets anxiety. Everyone gets that weird nervous feeling sometimes. You need to be able to channel it, that energy, because that's what your body is giving you. Your mind is giving you extra energy. You need to focus it, channel it into the right direction and destroy the task at hand. So if you have anxiety, do not look at it as a negative thing. Look at it as a boost. This is an enhancement that your body is giving you to perform even better. Do not let it scare you. Do not let it mess with you. Say, oh, I'm being enhanced right now. I have the opportunity to focus even harder, to perform even better. Let your anxiety motivate you. Yeah, we can do whole philosophical discussions, and that's what this channel will turn into. There's so much downtime in between sets and stuff. Um, we will get deep into philosophical discussions. Anxiety, depression, addiction, all of these things. I'm very well versed and philosophically trained on, and I'm more than willing to share any information and advice um, to help people overcome these things, as well as to improve myself in the process. When I talk, it's not just to someone, it's also to myself to remind myself certain life lessons. So remember, the quote of the day, guys: don't die with a cold gun. Meaning, if you have something in your toolkit, a talent, an ability, do not let it go to waste. Don't die with a cold gun. And he who dares wins. Meaning, you just gotta go on the offense. You gotta push forward. You cannot cower and wait and hesitate. You must dare to win. All right. Those are our two quotes of the day by Jimmy Watson, Navy SEAL. Um, we did 75 muscle ups today on day one of training. Next time we will do many more. And I appreciate all my day ones. You will be remembered. Victor, Shubop, SH, even Vanessa from New Zealand. Brother, we're gonna do a we're gonna link up soon just in general. Oxy, I'll remember you as well. You were the one who said that I'm gonna be the next big calisthenics influencer. So definitely remember you, Oxy. Love you all around the world, everyone. Brother, love you, miss you. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see my nephew and niece soon. And everyone out there, have a great day. I'm gonna do one more muscle up to say goodbye. Hit that like button before you go. Subscribe if you want to see the next muscle up world record holder on his journey to conquer his record. Peace out. Love you guys. Have a great day.